My name is Steve, and welcome back to my shop and Shark Bits, episode number 26. In this episode of Shark Bits, I've got some viewer mail. I've got a couple of items that I just got in, a couple of purchases. And I'm going to do something a little different in this Shark Bits that I don't normally do, and that's a product review. One of the items that I have that I just picked up, I posted a picture of on social media, on my Facebook page, my Shark River Machine Facebook page, and on Instagram. And I got some pretty good response to it, and I actually got a viewer that asked me to do a review on it because he was looking into purchasing one. So hang around and we'll do a little bit of a review on a piece of equipment that I purchased from Harbor Freight and a couple of minor modifications that I made on it to make it work a little better. So let's get started. Okay, my first viewer mail is a couple of stickers from one of my viewers, one of my subscribers, Bill from Seattle. Whether you can see that or not. But Bill sent me a couple of stickers. I'll put them up on my sticker wall, and thank you very much, Bill. I appreciate it. One of the other YouTube creators that follows my channel is Joe Way from Sierra Specialty Auto. Joe and I have a lot in common. We both come out of the same industry. The best that I can tell, he was an automotive machinist also. And Joe has sent me a very nice gift. Actually, he sent me two different packages. And I'm going to open up the first one now. Very nicely packed. I don't know whether he packed it this way or whether it came this way, but he sent me a Radiac stone that will fit my surface grinder. He told me that he got a lot of them, and he was sending them out to some of his viewers that had surface grinders. If you follow him, you'll see that he just recently picked up a surface grinder, and I'm looking forward to seeing his progress with that. And this wheel is 6 by 1/4 by 1.25 inches, and that'll fit just fine. It's Radiac 9A150. VA3 is the number on it. I'm going to have to look that up and see what it's best for. It feels like a very hard stone, so I'm going to have to do a little research on that. But it actually came packed between two pieces of plywood that were strapped together. It came through in perfect condition. After I received that, and I sent an email to Joe I sent an email to Joe thanking him for it, and he said, by the way, he says, I've got some other stones here, and he says, I'd like to send some of them to you if you can use them. These stones will fit the arbor on my crush dresser that I built for truing up the diamond wheels. The ones that I have been using were 1 inch wide, so I may be able to double these up, use two of them at a time, or use a single one. I have some narrower stones. I've got a cutoff wheel and I've got a 1/4 inch stone, and these would probably work just fine for the 1/4 inch diamond wheel also. So thank you, Joe. I really appreciate it. Make sure you check out Joe's channel, Sierra Specialties Auto. This is Joe Way. I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. Okay, the next item, I even haven't had a chance to open it up yet, and it's another tool from Shars. And there's a little bit of a background. There's a little bit of background on this. I was doing some setup work on my lathe the other day, and I have the old-fashioned rigid arm magnetic indicator holders, and I just could not get it set up the way that I wanted to. And I have been contemplating one of the new flex arm type indicator holders for a while. James Kilroy did a review on it, and following that review I went online and purchased one. He got the large one. This is a smaller one because I feel typically with smaller work and a smaller lathe. And this is the new flex arm dial indicator holder from Shars. This is in the Aventor series, which is their premium line. They have a price line also. And it's got a universal head on it that will take the standard dial indicator. It'll also take the dovetail, and it's got an adjustment on it. It feels pretty good. So I'm going to give this a try and see if it'll do what I want on my lathe. I think it'll work out pretty good. It looks pretty substantial. It seems to hold real well. We'll give it a try. Final item that I picked up, and this is from Harbor Freight. I'll bring the camera in and show a little bit closer picture of it. And it is a ring roller. I have a job I'm working on where I needed to make this 15.5-inch diameter ring out of 303 stainless steel. That project will be the subject of another video. So Harbor Freight was having their blowout driveway sale, and I went over and picked up this ring roller. It was fairly inexpensive, and I have more uses for it than just that ring. In answer to a request from one of my viewers and some comments that I got from the social media post on it, I decided that I would do a product review on it. And I'm also going to show you the couple of minor modifications that I made to make it run a little bit smoother. If you look closely on these rollers, you can see that the knurled edge rolls over into the slot. I'm going to see if I can. So the 1/4-inch rod doesn't sit all the way down in the groove. And so what happened is that it was rolling along the top of these knurled edges, which are pretty sharp, and it actually created a line on the side of each side of the piece of material. And I was able to polish that off with a Scotch-Brite wheel, but it shouldn't have been necessary. So what I'm going to attempt to do is to take the rollers out and break that edge on the lathe so that the rod will sit down in there a little bit better. I've got no less than 10 pairs of snap ring pliers, and 8 of them are for internal snap rings. And I've got this one which will do both. They're a little bit awkward. This is the only other one that I've got. There we go. That worked better. Okay. These have keys on them. There's gears on the other side, which you could see. And this is the tensioning roller, which is free spinning. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go over and set them up on the lathe and knock that sharp edge off. Let's see if it's anywhere near true. Not too bad. Okay, I've got a 60-degree tool in there, and I'm just going to go in and touch both edges to try and knock that knurl off. That should do it. Yeah, it's smooth there. I can't feel the knurl on the round anymore. I'm going to try and take just a little bit more off. It's pretty hard stuff, but the carbide is cutting it. That's better. I like it. Okay, 2 more to go and I'll put it back together. Okay, I'm going to grease it up a little bit. A couple of pumps of grease in each one of the fittings. I'm going to put just a little bit of grease on the gears. One of the other things that I did, a minor modification, This came with a roll pin. The handle came with a roll pin to hold it on. And I want to be able to take this on and off. So I put a clevis pin in there with a clip. And that fits just fine. So I can just pull it in and out as I want. When I put it in storage, I can take the handle off. So let's put it all back together and give it a try. I already used it to roll this ring. This is about it's about 16 inches in diameter. The finished size would be 15 and a half. I left an extra inch on each end so that I could start it and stop it, and I'll cut them off before I weld it back together. But this ended up with that ridge along the edges. So I went through with a Scotch-Brite wheel and ground most of that off. So let's give it a try after the modification. I've got a little piece of this material left over. It's 303 stainless. And give it a try. I can tell you already that it's working better than the first time. Taking the edges off of that knurl made a big difference. If I had been using 3/16 material, it wouldn't have made any difference. But 1/4 inch is right at the maximum size that this was designed to handle. One of the things that is happening a little bit is that it's kind of corkscrewing a little bit. But as long as I go back and twist it back in shape after each roll, it seems to be keeping it under control. Works to it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Got a little bit of a twist in it, but nothing that I can't straighten out by hand. Not too bad at all. So I'm pretty happy with that. There it is. Of course, you get to end up with a little straight section on each end, which is why I left the other the ring that I made 2 inches long so that I can cut an inch off of each piece, and then when I pull it back together, it should be just about a perfect circle. Let's try a piece of flat stock now. Okay, the material that I've got here is 1/8 inch hot rolled by 3/4 inch wide. It's about 20 inches long. Now, I have not ever tried this before with flat material. This is the first time. Going pretty good. I'm getting a little bit of a twist out of it. But if I take and straighten it out at the end of the turn, looks like the key to it is keeping the edge. There's a lip here. If I keep the edge on that lip, it keeps it rolling pretty straight. I am getting a little bit of the knurl pattern on the material. It's pretty sharp knurl. There it is. Pretty happy with that. Oh, as long as you keep the material within the specifications that this was designed for, I think it's going to work out just fine. Had no problems at all. Now that I've got a couple of rings here, I got a stainless steel ring and I got a hot rolled ring, I just may change my thoughts on my hashtag coat hanger 2020 build. Maybe I'll use some of this material for that. Who knows? Got one more item to share with you. And there again, this is for an upcoming project. I have been looking into cold bluing, and I've talked to a couple of my YouTube friends about it, and I've done a little bit of research, and I just got some materials in from Caswell. They're fairly local to me. They're just up in New York. And so I picked up a pint of their black oxide concentrate. This is an activator that's used for hardened steel. Give a better outcome for some of the hard to blue products. And then I also picked up a product which is a sealant for it. And this is an oil type sealant. So I'll be using this on an up and coming projects very shortly. Just want to take a minute to thank all of my subscribers. I really appreciate it. The subscribers that have stuck by me the last couple of years. And recently I've gotten quite an influx of new subscribers, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking my video. I even thank the guy that gives me the thumbs down on almost every video now. I have 1 to 3 thumbs down on most of my videos, and I suspect that it's probably from the same person or people all the time. But that's okay too. You don't like it, that's fine. It forces me to try and make better videos. Also, I am in good shape to ship out the precision ground stones. I got another lot of raw material in. I've got both sizes, the large and the small ones. If you're interested in precision ground stones, I have my address, email address in the description, and you can just send me an email and I'll give you the particulars on it. The reason that I don't give any particulars as far as price or anything on the videos is because this video could be viewed 5 years from now and the price would not be the same. I might not even be doing them 5 years from now. So send me an email, and also the same for the stickers. If you're interested in one of my channel stickers or a sticker swap, make sure to send me an email and I will send you the mailing address. So thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video.